Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome. And wow, it's been some time, but here we are back on the Thursday night. New logo, new game, but pretty much a couple of the same guys as before and a good couple of new faces. And joining me, like last time, well, it feels like it's been like decades, but not, it's actually been a few months. But joining me again here on the Thursday night is Mr. Not Fernando.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a while. I actually feel like I'm going to be a bit rusty. When's the last time I was in a cast box? Here we are, finally, SSR. Actually hoping to get this going a few weeks ago, but when the game came out, we couldn't even get a lobby. But luckily the people have come through and we've got a lobby. Spectator mode doesn't look quite as we wanted, but so far,
At least we can spectate.
so far so good. Bunch of cars now starting to come out. Obviously this round one, track that, basically going straight into the pit wall. They're on exit, maybe expecting game to take control. I'm not sure what happened there. See round one, familiar track. Guys should all know Monza. Don't think there's anyone here that didn't know Monza coming into this race.
Debs, Chen and Ranger out at the moment.
Dirk also out. The only man in a Bentley. The guys getting out early. Set that first lap, obviously 20 minutes of qualifying. Just under 19 minutes to go, so everybody getting out there.
Hello, Muna. Muna just saying, how's it there?
Did Muna's power say, did it go according to schedule?
Muna did it? Why are you kicking yourself now?
I suppose he's watching this from his phone, or he doesn't want to join the comms box.
Good couple of guys now out on track. Of course, as J-Man said there, it's been a while, but good to be back on the Thursday night. Still doing the Thursday night racing, or of course just a new brand, if I can call it that, new league name, Sonic Sim Racing, for those who haven't noticed. And of course a new game, a Assetto Corsa competition. But all about GT racing. Previously, last time when we were online with this was still Project Cars. So yeah, a couple of things changed, but change is always good. And talk about change, I believe this game will still change and progress as we continue. If you think about it, this game only released in June, and a few weeks later we already have private lobbies, which wasn't there at the beginning. We can stream, we can at least, you know, spectate. It would have been nice not having this overlay there, but at least you can still see a screen, you can still see some names, and you can still see some people. But yeah, I believe this will improve, so hopefully also when the developers see more people stream this, they can also put in some effort here in the spectator mode.
Majority of the manufacturers on track today are Ferraris. That's the most cars, I think that's 5, followed by Porsche.
6 Ferraris, yeah.
5? 6 Ferraris? No, it's 6 Ferraris, 4 Porsches.
Italian track and everybody goes to Ferrari.
Somebody changed in between,
yeah,
somebody changed in between practice and qualifying, because there was 5 Ferraris, 4 Porsches.
That's it, because there's one.
And now I see there's 3 Porsches, 6 Ferraris.
Well spotted.
So somebody jumping into another car. I didn't quite take note of who was in what, so I can't tell you who it was, but somebody having a change.
Of course, we got one Lexus
right before the race.
Got one Lexus here on the track, and of course one Honda, and as you said already, one Bentley.
Gavin in the Honda.
Just a 20-minute qualifying. 16 minutes to go in this 20-minute qualifying session. Of course, the New layout now is basically our practice, but we don't. But the practice, of course, is not streamed. Then there's a driver briefing, and then it's a 20-minute qualifying, and then it's an hour race.
First man over the line. Tabs 007. That's a 151.3.
So of course, told
Chen coming over the line. He goes quickest for now. 150.7.
There we go. There's for 149. I was just about to mention, because practice we saw 149, so still some time to be found out there.
Currently it's 3 Ferraris and 4. They'd love it to stay that way, but lots of drivers still have to come across and do their lap times.
Interesting color schemes as well. Of course, custom liveries, custom teams. Of course, guys make their own names and pay it up.
We have a very bright livery actually in the pit lane. Have a look at
the pink Porsche.
When he's out on track. Got a...
There we go. Hello, David.
I should probably get...
I'm surprised to see the pink, because last week test run, which I also got involved in with testing, a bit of a spectating, he sported a very, very different livery compared to what we're seeing tonight. Maybe mimicking that pink Porsche we saw at Le Mans a couple of years ago.
Maybe going for the falling in love with the race. What does he drive in F1? Does he drive a Racing Point? No, he doesn't.
No, he's got a yellow car, funny enough.
No, he's got a yellow car. He doesn't have a Racing Point. I thought maybe it was related to...
No.
Does he have a Racing Point in... I don't know.
Funny enough, a Racing Point boys driving something completely different tonight, and their liveries are not near that. Of course, talking about AD and Gafpeak, as you can see. Gafpeak obviously more predominantly white there, and AD looks like a rusty red with blue and yellow.
Seems like the Racing Point team over at TNB also got affected by the penalties, because when I put up the points the other day, noticed they weren't lost.
Ooh, Judge battling with a chicane, just going straight there.
Got it fastest for now.
Depths,
second.
Depths, I think, is AD's teammate, if I'm not mistaken. If you also look at that livery, very similar liveries there, yes. There's maybe a bit of black there where AD's got the blue, but otherwise colours are pretty much the same.
Speaking of the pink car, just come out on circuit. Hasn't set a lap time yet. This will be his first run.
Yeah.
There are definitely a few things on screen that could get rid of. Don't really need to know what time practice was.
Exactly. That's a bit weird. That block alone already can be out.
Like that could just go completely. 80 still in the 80.
Ooh, big moment there for the pink Porsche going off track.
Almost collecting Cuda.
Back into the pits.
I've got to remember that the viewers can't see what I see, so I'm trying not to comment too much on what I'm watching.
No, you can go for it. I actually just flipped to the car, because that's something that me and Devin do that at Friday nights at TNB. Because we try to flick so that we just stop each other. Of course, for those of you just wondering what we're on about, this is also a dual stream. And not Fernando is streaming to Twitch, I'm streaming to YouTube, so 2 different streams at the same time. And of course the same commentary as well, going out to both at the same time. Devin, near, yes, cock.
So let's actually have a look. Where is the other commentator? He actually tried to get his way into the comms box tonight.
That other commentator guy that commentates with TNB, he's in the pits at the moment.
Freaked out just before the driver lineup, and tried to get his way into the comms box, but said no, not tonight. And tomorrow, when he's supposed to be in the comms box,
he's not there. What is wrong with you, Mr. Alice?
get yourself a little generator. Commentary will be louder than usual, but
especially if it's standing right next to him.
Oh, his wife will be so impressed with a little
Oh,
petrol
his
generator.
wife is going to slap him silly.
A petrol generator in the lawn. Oh.
Ooh, Mrs. Alice is going to hit him with a overweight.
Oh, wow.
Quite close to the front, and David actually called it. Nicely called, David. David said Wesenfor's probably going to hit with 147s, while Wesley is the fastest for the moment with a 148. High 148, so but there's still 10 minutes to go, so yeah, that is possible. Quite close in front.
It's always important to, get out in qualifying early and get that first lap down. Always, there's a few guys there. If you go down from 12th place down, they haven't set lap times yet, so they'll be going out on a run that's sort of all or nothing.
There's Devon and Trevette still in the pits. No movement there yet.
They'll be under a bit of extra pressure.
The guys around them already went out. Let's see what Shorty can do in his Porsche. I'll call him Shorty P, and everybody will know for obvious reasons why. At least if you know the TNB group, you'll know why Shorty P.
No need to explain any further. If you know anything about TNB,
you'll understand.
You know exactly what we're talking about.
Left-hand drive Porsche just coming through a Scari now. Oh, it would have been nice having an onboard camera view. But yeah, we're hopeful. I'm sure those things will come.
Oh, there's still obviously a lot of
Parabolica now.
Make, yeah. And there's even options on the screen that really, from a spectator sitting at home, he doesn't need to see drive.
The judge goes 12th for now. They don't need to see drive or quit or that stuff.
I have no intention of hopping in the car, so that option shouldn't even be there.
And besides, even if I wanted to drive, it would anyway kick me out, because the spectator have a different password to get in, because you basically authorize to spectate. And probably also, if your safety rating is not there, you'll anyway not be able to join.
Jan, you need to have a look at the top 6.
Yeah, I see that.
4/10 of a second cover your top 6.
Just to give you guys an idea what we're talking about there, all the way there from Wesley to Kuda. Look at those gaps there. Nothing in it.
Just catching up now to the comment section.
But Wesley is still going faster, getting closer to the 147.
Devon asked the question, can I win? So was that your reply, Jan? No, you're cock.
Yes.
I reckon Devon isn't even going to go qualify. He's gonna start from the back.
Well, he didn't make any move yet, and he's the only guy still who didn't make a move, so I would think so.
Gonna pull a Brad Binder. Brad Binder's first Moto3 race came out of nowhere and from last on the grid.
Looks like that other guy, yes, he got his power data indeed. So he's sitting in the dark and watching on his phone.
Following the schedule. Watching on, I hope that phone was charged up.
And fun enough, today of all days.
Draining. Today of all days, and I mean, this league, we've wanted to get it going for a while, and it finally got going this week. I mean, we haven't had load shedding for quite some time.
But today is decided to be like that.
And on the night of round 1.
Yeah, nee. Only in South Africa.
got through an entire practice session last night. No worries there. But come round 1.
So, David, quick indication, which area are you from? Well, even if it's a greater region, don't worry, we won't send out people to come haunt you there.
I don't know, we don't need addresses or anything like that.
Yeah, we just want to know greater area.
In fact, it's not recommended.
We just want to establish the greater reach of ESCOM. How far this is going.
Oh wow.
Because we know most of the guys affected tonight is also here, in the Gauteng area. Wesley finding the pits,
Nationwide, right?
5 minutes to go. It's nationwide, but funny enough, the most of 8 o'clock guys tonight is actually here in the Joburg region.
I suppose it's where the load is the worst.
Yeah.
So now,
oh wow,
at the top getting quicker.
David is in the Eastern Cape. The Eastern Cape is also affected, so it's not just Joburg that came on. See, there's no consistency in that schedule. There's no real, I don't know how they can make up this schedule.
Wesley leads for now on provisional pole, 148.6. It's quite a gap.
I must say, I like his livery.
4.5 tenths down to second place. That's GTA. Then
Jatas Frost. Oh well, Bob Luxem knocks off Wesley.
Done. I was just about to say he's down there in 3rd place. He's just swapped that. Eleanor goes up into 1st. Dirk's still sitting in 5th place.
But you know what this me? Oh, there we go. Wesley responds. He's on his way out again. And Bob Luxem follows pursuit. He says, no, I'm not going to let you do that.
Absolutely no activity from Devon. The only man.
He made up his mind.
Not to set a lap time.
He's going to be at the back.
Makes me wonder if he wants to start at the back or if he's not in the cockpit of the car right now.
He's probably getting it over there with a broom by the missus.
Probably at the tap.
Yeah, getting some hot water for his coffee out of a tap.
Oh no, he doesn't use hot water.
Oh wow, some cold water, never mind, as long as it's tap water, any kind will do.
Yeah, no, I never said anything about, I mean, that uses the geyser. So, you know, cold water, mix it up, and there we go.
You know, of course, well, we've seen this before. One good thing about qualifying being this close, it's going to be a close race as well, so we're going to see some good battles throughout.
Let's also remember that if you're used to the commentary and you're used to the racing from F1, there are a lot of differences when you're looking at GT racing or endurance racing.
No, Devon, I disagree.
These gaps, a 2-second gap in a GT race is not that big.
Devon spoken like a true addict, saying coffee is coffee. It's like drinking beer from the can. A bottle, doesn't matter where beer comes, as long as it's beer. No, it's not the same.
Devon drinks, just in case you're a viewer and you have no idea what you're talking about. The guy in last place, because he hasn't bothered to do a lap time because he's talking to the commentators.
Few stops dead on track.
He drinks his coffee without milk or sugar.
There we go, back in pit.
And tap water. The tap water. Don't forget about the tap water.
Don't forget the tap water. Not even boiling water out of a kettle.
It's pretty weird. He says he only uses pods, so I really don't know what he does. Does he just open the pod and pour it into the bottom of the glass and tap water?
That's what you call a coffeeaholic, because that's an addict in true meaning. Don't care how it comes, as long as it's coming to its way.
He just bought the pods. He knows he needs a machine, right? You can't just... Oh,
probably, that one episode of Mr. Bean comes to mind. He probably takes that packet, open it up, shove it up his mouth, take a sip of water and just shake it all around and swallow, and that's done.
Oh wow, I love that qualifying commentary.
This Max still being 5th, Slim JD 4th. So
gap under a 10th.
I still think it's going to be pretty much Bob Luxem and Wesley for that front, well, of course, pole position. We already know both of them will pretty much be on front row. Because looking at the gaps, it's pretty much going to be these two. So both of them will be front row. It's just who will be in pole position.
Dirk is out on circuit, currently in 5th. 30 seconds to go, so
nicely said, David.
The final attempt.
Yeah. Wesley just coming through a scurry now. See, David just helping Devon there, saying that you don't need to just drink coffee, you can also put it up the nose.
Ah, there we go. That could be. I suppose it'll get to the bloodstream a bit quicker.
So like, oh, Wesley goes off, and that's probably going to cost him time. Will it mean that he can still make it around and do one more lap? Answer will be no. Time is officially over.
You're just not going to have a very good looking experience the next time you blow your nose.
Nope.
Wow.
Wesley's done. Bob Luxem's in the pit, so there's no change in front. Frost is also, but Nismax comes. Nismax now popping up to 3rd.
Goes to the front of the 2nd row.
Slim JD coming around Parabolica now. What can Slim JD do?
No, it's really another thing that they could add here is we can't actually see individual lap times. We can just see how far off you are from pole.
That's it. It would be nice to see everybody's own lap.
So if I'm not saying that's Dirk over the line in 3rd with a time of, it's because I don't know what his lap time is. And I'm not saying it with a calculator.
Good couple of liveries. I like a couple of liveries here. Well done by the guys there. Nicely, the effort put in and it's paying off on track. Voss down in 15th, he's done.
Good looking Ferraris.
Judge is
going
done.
For a plain red. Ooh.
Closest to that is Ranger Trevette.
Don't know what happened there, but don't know if Voss is having a bit of fun.
Frost
missed the final chicane.
Session pretty much over now.
Oh no. I'm stuck on the car.
Yeah, guys, just bear in mind this is something that we foreseen. The last car that you were on, as you go over from qualifying to the race, it happened that you get stuck in that car and then you can't alternate between cars. So both of us is just going to quickly leave the lobby and re-enter so that we can be able to swap between cars during the race. So just bear with us.
Okay, the only way you can get out of this lobby is to exit the game.
Yep. So I'm going to start quickly just do mine.
If you're still with us, just bear with us, but we'll just take a couple of minutes.
And then blue screen starts. As you quit the game, the blue screen starts.
There we go. Let me just refresh the YouTube and there we go. Right. Okay, so the guys now obviously just going around, lining up for the start of the race. It's very important here at the start. These cars can all become very undrivable if you get damaged in turn 1. Here we go.
Ooh, a big brand
already.
Ooh,
don't have any data on my screen.
Also don't have any data. I still can't change car view.
Just press. Well, you go into options and then the data suddenly appears when you come back. So already an incident there. Somebody making contact with the pit wall. Wasn't able to see who that was. I didn't have any info on my screen. Ferrari 1st and 2nd, Bentley in 3rd, Ferrari 4th. And we have a spin. It's Barb, it's LNR. He's had a spin, he's gone down to 5th place. Tabs up to 4th. Peter 2nd. well. What's going on here?
Trust also just running wide there. Oh, get that car under control. Okay, now guys, I'm stuck on one car here. For now, I'm just stuck on Slim JD here.
Another annoying thing is when the cars change position, it doesn't stay with the car. It stays
Oh,
with
there's
the
another car. One thing about this, now you don't have an overlay and you can see the full screen, but you can't cycle between the car.
You're stuck on the one car.
Yeah, but there's no overlays and stuff. That is, so you got to have
sure
both.
What happened there with GTA? He went down all the way down to 15.
Yeah, he had
They're going off track again. I think that car is clearly damaged and probably a little bit more of a handful to drive than it was a few laps ago.
Guys, just bear with me.
The whole bunch of cars. I see a Ferrari, I see an Audi, I see another Ferrari. Three cars coming down the pit lane line of stone. Is it cut?
Okay, now looks like I will have to leave again and rejoin, so hopefully get some sort of control. So guys, just bear with. Actually have control again where we can flick between cars.
There we go. We're back up and running. Fantastic. We've got some visuals. You're not just listening to my voice. Yeah, Nismac still at the front. 0.2 of a second is the gap.
Hey, very close here.
As they enter Parabolica, they're going to go out onto the straight. This is where he's going to try and get as much slipstream as he can. He was a lot closer last time round. In fact, last time round, they were side by side at this point. And Nismac, he had the inside line, but I think he would have just got a bit cramped in that Bentley, and he just wasn't the time. Thought about it for a second.
Close, but Deb staying
if there
in
was
touch.
any sort of, I think if there was any sort of invitation, if there was any sort of mistake from Kuda, he was in the position to take it. But just holding on for now. Endurance is all about the long game.
That's it, and Deb staying striking distance from the two in front, knowing if the two of them trip over each other, it's all east, so no need to risk it, at least not only just under 6.5 minutes in the race, so still a long way to go. As you said, it's all about playing the long game here.
I often compare too many motorsports to Formula 1 and I forget the differences between them. Like obviously in GT, if you get damage to your car and you come in for a pit stop, like when I'm commentating on F1 and I'm thinking of a pit stop, I always think of depending on the pit entry and the pit exit, you're going to have a range of 23 to 27 seconds, I'd say, more or less. But in this, you could come out laps down. So it's all about consistency, keeping it clean, staying out of the pits. The only time you want to spend in the pits is that mandatory stop. You don't want to have anything fixed.
80 pretty much leading the rest of the pack there in fourth, but it's already, what, 8 seconds off.
Deb's still comfortable there in third. He's holding on to these two. They're not getting away at all. And like to say, there's a second pack with 80.
There we go, Dave. You said it. Consistency. Play the long game. Keep your nose out of another guy's mishap. Just be consistent. But the three in front are some distance ahead of the rest of the pack. Like I said, 80. Just under 9 seconds.
So
and then 4 seconds down from him is Wesley.
Put your cameras on what's clearly a Braun-inspired Merc. Have a look at Devon in 7th. Starting to get interested in the judge, and then all of a sudden, Eleanor.
That's
popping up in his...
That is mistaken, because look at both of them's liveries.
I
The
do
white with the
have
green.
I seem to be having an issue on my side. So, if I say anything that doesn't make sense, I apologize, but I think there's something wrong with my timing screen. Because my timing screen is not exactly matching up with what I'm seeing on track. So, yeah.
Couple of guys in the pits, GTS is one of them.
Top three,
I think
keep going
he's
around.
actually probably serving a penalty, because I see he's got a stop-go penalty, what, 30 seconds?
Keeping it clean, those top three.
Slim JD
Not really engaging each other
Ranger
for now.
Trevette pitted, and Gap.
Devon was
Early?
awfully close to the judge a few laps ago. That gap has opened up, so obviously just got put off there by that pass.
Ooh, Ranger
He's gonna have
Trevette
to-
also stop-go penalty now.
Stop
Did he
those
get
30
that out
seconds.
coming? Did he get that coming out of the pits? Maybe speeding in the pits, because he didn't show anything
As
yet.
far as I understand, speeding in the pit lane is a immediate 30-second stop open.
Yes, and he didn't
So,
show any penalty there. And just funny enough, he came out of the pits just now, and all of a sudden it popped up. So it's possible that's the case.
Gavin
Interesting.
doing
Ooh,
what is that,
gapping.
a drive-through? He just
That's
came
probably-
out of the pits now,
yes.
that was a drive-through.
The guys
There's
getting
a-
the penalties, he and Ranger Trevette penalised on their way out of the pits.
Forgive us guys, we're still learning this game too. But yeah, but what I'm not actually sure what happened there, because I saw says a DT, which I presume is drive-through.
Drive-through.
And when I went to go see what Gavin was doing, he was coming out of the
The
pits.
pits. No, it's the same
So
as Ranger.
does that mean
Got
he's
on
done
his
his
way
pit
out.
stop and he still has a drive-through?
No, he had a pit stop, and on his way out he committed the offence, because it's the same with Ranger Trevette. I was actually watching Ranger Trevette leaving the pits, and next move that popped up. So I think they went out just a little too fast.
So not having the best of times there.
And Muna just confirming 30-second stop go for speeding in the pits, yes.
Gavin's going to have a slow drive-through.
Yeah, for the DT, but I see Force also carry some sort of penalty, also there highlighted in red, but I'm not sure exactly to what extent.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna press anything.
Oh, there
It's,
we go. Thank you, Muna. Thank you for sharing the rules. Drive-through penalty, and you know what? Being gaff peak, that makes 100% sense. Muna just
Okay,
confirming
so,
there that corner cutting is actually going to end up in a drive-through penalty after several warnings of
wow.
corner cutting.
That
And
is,
gaff peak, yeah.
Gavin off track again. As we're speaking of him, oh wow, he's going. Oh wow.
Oh, straight into the wall.
Is, you know your wheels don't fly off in this, right?
I think that is kind of like what he attempted there, because his race going pear-shaped, and now he's just giving up on it.
Yeah, that's not how these cars work. Endurance racing, you got to
Coming
make
into
it to
the
the
pits
end.
now.
But wonder what's going to happen now. Is he going to drive through, or is he going to
Retire and quit.
retire? Let's I'm just going to go up and have a look what's happening. Oh, there
Stop.
we go. He's stopping in
Yeah,
the pit
but
lane. Is he trying to get disqualified?
surely some sort of warning or penalty by the stewards, maybe unsportsmanlike conduct here.
Oh, this is a bit silly.
This,
You
yeah,
know,
I agree.
somebody needed that pit lane, and somebody was
Yes,
coming into the pit lane while he
precisely.
was doing that. It's a bit silly, and
Thinking the
no,
same.
you have
way.
your good days, you have your bad days, but I don't know. Now he seems to be parked there, so we'll keep our eyes on the Ghanaian.
So
There's Max Leeds at
basically,
the front.
what
Leeds from
happens with this game is, if you look at between F1 and this, F1 also you pretty much get free warnings for corner cutting, and then you get a 3-second time penalty. So this one's also free warnings pretty much for corner cutting, but then you get a drive-through basically. A stop go for 30 seconds. So pretty much the same there. So guys also need to watch those track limits here, because a 30-second stop go penalty, that can cost you a good couple of places. You mentioned
Okay,
it
so-
earlier.
just as an update, Gavin had a drive-through.
No,
But
it
he
just
went into the pits and
how to stop go.
he stopped. So I don't know if he repaired something, but that wasn't a drive-through.
But now he's
But
got
he
to
stopped.
stop go.
But now he's got to stop go on the
Yes.
way out of the pits.
That's
so things just getting worse at the back there. Force, he's in 11th in the Porsche.
He's probably going to try his luck again in some sort of in a barrier in.
Hen in 9th. The second of the Audis. First of the Audis, doing a good job. Holding on to 3rd place. He led the race for quite some time, but he's dropped down to 3rd. Nesmax now your leader. So he's doing a good job. He's been quiet, but he's just
holding on there. So they're still really relatively close to each other.
For some reason, when I select Wesley, it doesn't show me his car.
No, where's Wesley?
I see
10
other
seconds
cars.
down. Now I can see Wesley's car.
Force is in the middle of the circuit, stationary, sideways.
Probably going to go into the pits or trying to quit. Going Gavin here.
Wow,
yeah,
there we go.
There we go. That's it. That's Force done.
That's Force not having a good race and
Who's
leaving.
next? Gavin going to do the same?
Surely not what endurance racing is all about, guys. About the long haul, you never know what's going to happen. You might be right at the back.
Coming into pass Gav Peak.
When the hour is done, if you're willing to endure, you might
Wesley coming up to lap him already. Position. Okay, I think Ranger Trevette they just got to pop up there, stop go cleared. So I think that was Ranger Trevette. Yeah, he's on his way out of a pit, so he served his penalty. So Gapik still carrying a 30-second. But it's like David says there, 30 seconds enough, it's pretty much race over. It's like you said earlier, for damage, spending that time in the pit lane. In GT racing, it can actually cost you dearly.
I still think trying to bring the car home in the points. You know, if you want any chance in this championship, if you look at the gap at the front, if you want any chance in this championship, you can't be unnecessarily retiring from races.
Correct.
If it's 2 points, if it's 5 points, you need to pick up the points that you can, because.
And if it's not your night, use it maybe as a practice session if you want. You know, learn from it.
No,
and in the process, get some points.
Even if you're at the back there, you know, you're going to find yourself in some clean air and just get used to the car you're driving.
That's it.
As far as I know, I don't know, Munna's in the comment section, so you can comment on this and just confirm. But I believe the car, it's not going to be like previous leagues we had on the other game. Apparently the car you choose, you're stuck with that manufacturer. So as far as I understand, the guys aren't going to be changing cars. I heard
correct. That's like also, so I understand it correct. So it makes sense what you just said now. Use this time to get used to your car. Oh, and someone goes over it for back.
So
Gatsby coming back in the pits. What's he going to do this time? Not stopping this time, going straight on his way to the pit box.
How much? Oh, there we go. He's going. He's stopped.
Stopping.
So he'll be sitting there for another half a minute, cooling down.
Thanks, Dave. Well spotted. Dave's just confirming it's Springbok Gamer that went over into the gravel, or as Dave calls it, went farming. For a moment, he went all farming simulator on us there. Capic's still stationary. Just want to see how what verse ends up like when he comes out.
There we go. Just got a little bit of footage there. Springbok Gamer over the grass. Not having the best time.
Now running at the back.
Gavin now comes out of the pits.
Yeah, his way out.
Gonna want to be gentle on the throttle. Wait until the line. And hopefully we see the little pop-up at the bottom of the screen that says cleared.
Stop, go, cleared.
And there we go. Stop and go, cleared. He's penalty free.
For how long?
And off he goes. Now, I suppose he can use this time to, I don't know, get used to that Honda.
Ranger Traverse racing 80 here, but he's out of position. 80 basically lapped him, so this is to try and unlap him.
Interestingly enough, he's the only driver to pick the Honda.
Yeah, through that.
So he's not going to have anybody to share any data with. It's a bit of a difficult one if you're the only car on the grid to choose a certain manufacturer. You can't get setups from anyone. You can't.
Really now backmarker racing the car that lapped him. Not able to get past him, but now really basically annoying the guy in front who was the fastest car. Can he now get past him and stay ahead? Because now once you're ahead, you need to make sure you pull away because you're going to get blue flags. Oh, and he actually runs wide into the chicane, and the move that he made on AD kind of basically all of that went up in front. It's all done. It's gone. It was all for nothing. So let's hope he now backs off, because it's pointless trying to come back and you do that once you get past the car.
Really good job up the field in the Merc. Every time I look at that Merc, I think it's Braun inspired.
Hello, Daniel. Yay, Daniel. Long time. One of our regular watchers here, basically on the midweek channel, Daniel Morales, all the way from the States. And I see
Daniel,
Muna just confirming car choice is locked. And yes, Dave, I agree with you. Kudos for Gavin not quitting. He could have easily quitted. I think he tried that by trying to ram the barrier, but yet he still decided not to quit. And actually, as I say, that he's coming back into the pits. But yeah, pretty much first choice around, boom, done, finished, gone. So let's see some of his guys stay around.
This is mandatory pit stop.
I'm not sure, because he's been in the pits a few times, because that first penalty.
But he still has a mandatory pit stop. Look at that. If you look,
penalty arose from a previous. But like you said, that yellow next to his name, yes.
Yeah, that yellow with the one.
So all those stops were penalties.
Once you've done.
Good evening, Radio Girl.
There's a pit window. So you can't just come in and you can't just get damage in turn one and do your pit stop
I think
on lap one, and then you don't need to do a pit stop for the rest of the race. There's a pit window, and I'm not sure what the pit window is, but you need to do it obviously within
a certain amount of laps. Yes. If that is, if Radio Girl is who I think it is, I just need to get a quick shot here of Shorty P, because that is his biggest support. When running strong actually at the moment, being 7th place. Also had a tremendous start. He and Devon Ellis both all the way there from the back here to the mid place. So good start and running solid for good points. There we go. Thank you, Radio Girl. Radio Girl confirms I am indeed correct. It is Mrs. Judge.
Yeah, there we go.
Welcome.
I thought it was.
Yeah, no, because I only know one Radio Girl.
No, I remember. I actually remember from a TNB commentary session.
And also from Twitter, Radio Port Girl.
Oh yes.
So I actually got it right. I thought that might be Mrs. Judge. But always nice to see the ladies coming out supporting the guys. Always appreciate the support. Thank you for that.
Devon up in 6th place. The second adrift.
David, you're going to have to ask Muna there. I'm not sure what the rules around pit stop, because one would think midway, but I've also seen times where it's literally a few laps in. So I think Muna can just maybe confirm for us.
I think for the league itself, as far as I understand, there's a pit window.
Yeah, the pit window.
You don't have to go like. You don't need to go like obviously halfway through the race, because then everyone would have to put on the same. So I think there's a space of maybe 10 or 20 minutes, and that's where you go. So I think from 20 minutes into the race to 40 minutes into the race, that's when you can put. So if you put before that,
That's
then
it.
that doesn't count.
Correct.
And if the rest of your pit stops were as a result of a penalty, not because you were going there for a pit stop, then that doesn't count either.
And that's pretty much what Gav Peak proved to us, because none of those pit stops counted for him. He still needs to serve a mandatory pit stop.
It's just
So
like,
it's when the pit stop, the pit window will actually, the pit lane will open at a certain time, and that's basically from it opening, you have 10 minutes to stop.
Just like in F1, you can't serve a drive-through under safety car.
Ooh, and I see 10, well, we lost 10. We lost 10, we didn't even see that.
You know that, John?
Sorry, say again?
If you're under safety car in Formula 1 and you go into the pits, you can only have a normal pit stop.
Yes,
so
you can't serve a penalty.
To that pit stop, if there's a 5-second pit stop, that gets pushed to later. It doesn't get served under safety car. If there's a drive-through, you can't serve it. So,
Chen just got knocked out, basically internet not holding up thanks to load shedding, another victim of load shedding.
Unfortunate now.
Max now holding a 2-second gap to Tebs, but Tebs still just saying we're in striking distance. Could have dropped off a bit. Wesley in pursuit.
Just the one remaining Porsche, is that right? Yeah, just the one remaining
Which is Vajat,
Porsche.
yeah? Because we lost Chen, we lost Force.
All 6 Ferraris still on circuit. Then the solitary Lexus still out on circuit.
Drive through 49.
Also
Track limits.
Oh, there we go. We do have 2 Mercs, sorry. 5th and 8th.
Mevrou Botha, hello. Hello, Yvette. Well, David, as you say, Gav might get a penalty. Tinayne actually got that drive through. Muna just say from about 25 minutes into the race onwards. Now we really got the ladies coming in. Very nice to see. Thank you, ladies. Nice seeing the women coming out supporting the men. And both of them are actually in good positions. One leading and one 7th, which is still very good.
See, now this is starting to feel like Johan's comms box. He's all familiar with all of these spectators, and I'm like, well, hello.
Nesmax is in. But window is open, so this is the first of the mandatory pit stops is happening. Here we go.
So we should see that little number 1 next to his name turn into a green bar. Then that will mean he's done his mandatory stop. No need to come in after that.
And it's just like Muna said, 25 minutes into the race, and that's actually when it happened.
There we go. His car now comes to a standstill. He's in the pits.
Just over 8.5 minutes left of this pit stop window, and he's the only one who decided to come in.
Could have continued in the Audi as the Tebs in the Ferrari, so they've gone into first and second.
Is also in. Is going to be a pit, or is it going to be the penalty to be served?
How far away is Wesley?
This makes me push back, so he's about ready. Devon is also coming in. Tinayne coming past. I think that, yeah, Tinayne just serving his drive-through, so he still has to do that mandatory stop.
Gets a bit confusing. A few guys now 2 laps behind, 4 laps behind. So
drive-through cleared there for Tinayne. Devon coming in.
No one currently with penalties right now.
Yeah, plus Tinayne just cleared his, so we're all good on penalties for now. Here we go. It looks like that Bentley is on its way. We hope. As I say, that rolls back and then it stalls again.
I sort of got going.
Yeah, and then stopped again. Not sure what's
no
happening
movement
here.
there yet. Pit stops are really long. Told you that nothing like F1. Down in 5th place. He was obviously leading this race. Tebs now your leader. He's, as I say that, Tebs now into the pits, your race leader. What will Kuda do? Kuda into the pits as well. So 1st and 2nd into the pits. There's Max still in. He's down to 6th, still in the pits, and off he goes. Ooh, he'll want to get out ahead of that car.
The ladies are actually plotting there a T&B widows club. Sounds interesting.
That sounds
Nesmax
interesting.
on his way,
The comment
all
section's
good.
more entertaining than the commentary.
So Nesmax is cleared, all on his way, but he's Devon is ahead of him, but basically on the timing screen you would see he's still ahead of Devon, because all Devon managed to do there was just to unlap himself. Much shorter pit stop there for Devon, so to understand the full extent of the damage that long pit stop did, we will have to wait to see once everybody stopped. But Teps is in the
Now
pits.
look at that.
Teps is on his way.
coming out of the pits, and that was a lot quicker than Nismax.
Correct.
He was just behind Nismax at the time. I think the gap was about a second, so I think he may have just
leaped,
acquired the lead of the race
it.
through that pit stop. I wonder if Nismax didn't have a much longer pit stop because there was a bit of damage attached to that car.
Possible.
Whereas Teps didn't. You also know pit stop can be a lot longer if the damage is worse.
Only the 3 guys so far cleared. 3 guys now, 4 guys who actually managed to complete the mandatory stops. We got Kuda, Slim also in.
There's a good example of it because Kuda and Teps came in together, and Kuda only getting underway now. So very
probably
different amounts of time spent in the pits. Teps has actually come out in 3rd. So when these cars in front of him pit, you can see the little number 1 next to their name. Okay, Jeff's just letting us know in case you forgot. We're at halfway race distance. Just under half an hour to go. Also the guys in the field have done their mandatory stop, the other half but not.
I see David just commenting on the Bota, on that whole Bota temper. I think Yvette knows all about that. And just I see a compliment there from Radio Girl, and I mean coming from Radio Girl, she's the expert when it comes to a mic, so thank you for that, Radio Girl. Just saying, may I just say, nice mic technique commentary, chaps.
Oh,
so yeah, just a comment there from Radio Girl, just basically heads up to the commentators. Thank you for that, appreciate the feedback as always. But coming from someone like Radio Girl, of course, who's used to being behind the mic, definitely. Right, so Kuda pretty much 5th place, so Nesmax now stuck in 7th. But Alan R, Bob, Blixham and the judge as well as Wesley still have to stop.
My timing screen
Sorry,
just
not really, yeah, no,
itself.
Wesley sorted, Wesley is done. Did Wesley jump
I'm not sure, my timing screen is not quite right.
Same here, here we go.
That's why I haven't spoken about Wesley too much in this race.
Yeah, I thought
I don't really know where he is.
No.
So
I thought for a moment he jumped Teps as Teps jumped Nesmax, but no, he's definitely still behind Teps.
Judge now up to 3rd place, obviously has not done his mandatory pit stop just yet.
Just frustrating Wesley a little bit there. Teps will be happy with that. Judge is letting Wesley get past him. Or is he? No, bit of contact there. But Wesley is past now.
Now I'm going to ask the question, and I don't think Gavin listens to the commentary. But if you are listening to the commentary, Gavin, I know you've been in the pits a lot, but just in case you don't know, don't forget about that mandatory stop. I wonder if he just thinks surely one of those was the mandatory stop. Because if he finishes without doing that stop, I think it's just immediate disqualification as you go over the line. So
Bob Blixham is also in now for his stop. Springbok Gamer also coming in.
also coming into the pits now.
And AD also in there.
Got 3 cars in the pits. Your race leader, that was AD.
I think Judge will probably come in now because he's running out of time. He won't be able to do another lap. And yes, he's in. Number 13, sole remaining Porsche.
He really loves running those cars down on the fuel, right? I mean, every practice session I've been in with him, he's probably run out of fuel at some stage.
Doesn't want
to know exactly how far he can take the needle.
knowing the pit stops can be so long, he doesn't want to stop unnecessarily. But yeah, David made a nice comment there. Judge still have his bonnet intact. David, of course, Daniel there. Daniel, sorry, not David. Sorry, gents. So Daniel, of course, remembering the battles that Judge had with Toki back when we still destroyed the cars on the Thursday night. Strange to see that Toki is not. I'm not sure if he's on ACC, not in this league. Yeah, but those two had some epic battles.
See some broken signs there on the side of the track. I hope for the driver's sake that those are advertisements and not braking boards.
It's going to be difficult if it's braking boards.
You don't need to lose any brake references of any kind. So if I stay on the tarmac, Seb's doing a great job. He's leading this race. He came quite quietly through the field. In the beginning there was a bit of havoc. He picked up a position here and there, got himself up into third, then up into second, stayed behind Nizmax, kept it clean, didn't really try and go for the lead.
Like
and when it came down to the pit stops, he was just in there for a lot less time. Stop go penalty, so, 30 seconds. That is for the judge. The judge coming out of the pit lane a little bit too quickly, going over the speed limit.
And that's a pity because he had a brilliant race as far, so last thing he would have wanted.
Things were going really well for him, and now getting that 30-second penalty. Pit window is now closed.
Yeah, yes, Daniel. Daniel Nizmax is the only Bentley on the grid, yes, or as we mocked him before the race, the only guy with a ship.
Oh wow, Ranger has just dived into the pits on the last lap of the pit window. Gavin needs to come in. I know he's a few laps behind.
Pit window is closed.
He's a few laps behind. So for him, he can still come in. If he's 2 laps behind and pit window just closed, he can still come in the next 2 laps for him. But if he doesn't do that, he will get disqualified.
Correct. You need to serve. And it must be in that window.
I don't think he won't get disqualified immediately, but he'll get disqualified. If that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. But
he'll only get disqualified when he crosses the line. So
at the finish line. So yes, I've got bad news for him. He's going to have to wait till the end of the race until he's disqualified.
Judge now, he's in 8th place, got that penalty hanging over his head. Needs to sort that out. I'm not sure when he's going to dive into the pits. Is he going to do it sooner than later? Nizmax in 4th.
Yeah, Yvette, nothing wrong with that. But Bentley actually looks nice. He did a good job with the livery, so it's actually a nice looking boat, that.
I'm actually looking at it now.
Same here.
There's a definitely that South African flag feel to it from the front.
True, if you're looking at that angle.
That's what he was going for, but that's what I see. Yeah, but that's what I see, so definitely worked out well.
Judge not serving it yet, still staying out. I see Yvette also made a comment there earlier, saying we must give it a go. Join us in the commentary box one night. I'm all up for that. Yvette just suggesting that Radio Girl join us in the commentary box one night. Just don't know how she's going to do it with Judge. You know, one machine, one game. But you know what, wherever's a will, there's a way. It would be interesting. But I see Ness now pushing. It's only, he dropped 3 places, so it could have been worse. So luckily down to 4th only. So he's going to fight back and really going to push. And so late, there's no other way to say it, but it's pretty much going to be balls to the walls.
Nizmax now, a timing screen showing all sorts of things. Now it's showing he's 13 seconds behind. Just now it showed me he was a lap behind.
Yeah, but I also had a 14 or 15 seconds, so he's definitely gaining. It's just now he wants to get Ranger out of his way, because Ranger being a lap car, you don't want to be held up by that lap car.
Sticking to himself in 3rd place. He has a bit of free air.
Still not doing the pit. Still no sign of him serving his mandatory pit stop.
Sometimes Yeah, no mandatory
But
pit stop
then
from
again,
Gavin.
look at the signage on his cars. And sorry, people, I just want to do it. I want to get it off my chest. If you look at the sticker AM, because as we all know it, the peak is just a little amateur. That explains the rookie mistakes tonight. The judge serving
Gavin not
that
having
penalty
the best
now.
of time, and something tells me he's not aware of the stop.
Also,
I think he knows. I think he knows about the stop, but the amount of times he's been into the pit lane, he surely thinks
it might
one
make
of
up
those
for it.
counted as mandatory.
But not realizing that one is still stuck there next to his name.
That all of those pit stops came before the pit window. So he has not done his pit stop. The pit window has closed. I'm not sure if he can still go in. He is 2 laps behind. I think this would be the final chance.
Oh,
George now in the
Daniel
pits, serving that,
woke up. He smelled for coffee and he saw Ranger Trevet. So next question Daniel's going to ask now, where's Chucky? Where is Walker? Why is Walker not on the grid?
Ranger down in 12th.
Only 4 seconds off steps.
The more traditional Ferrari livery than some of the others. Went with red. Like every Ferrari should.
There we go. Judge is on his way. Penalty out of the way, so he can now just get back to race. Oh, a big spin. It looks like that was Devon. Yeah, indeed.
Let's have a look. Where is? Oh yes, there is Devon, and that car doesn't look in good
that car
shape.
doesn't look good. That Merc saw better days.
That car is not going to be fun to drive. And
that
he's going
Merc
to nurse that
looks
car.
like the judge's car of old. That is what you were looking for earlier.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, he's going to have to nurse that car back to the pit lane nice and slowly.
That car's
it's not going to be
limping.
comfortable to drive.
No, that car's
and then,
limping.
it's going to be an awfully long pit stop because that looks like a lot of damage.
A lot of damage because
Car's now flying past him
showing
on the
gas
straight.
peak now 4 laps down on the leaders.
Zeb still
Merc
leads,
is
21 laps
busted,
completed. Just under 20 minutes to go. We've had 21 laps. I'm going to say we're going to have, what, about 30 laps? 86th. Are all the Ferraris still in this? Yeah, all the Ferraris are still here. All 6 Ferraris that started the race are still here.
I think Ferrari in F1 at the moment would love to see this type of ability.
Oh yeah, first and second. They'd love it. Past 6 and 7.
Wesley actually now, that gap drastically close, people. Here comes a hell of a battle. It was just 4 seconds. All of a sudden it's just over 1.5. Wesley is still pretty much just under 19 minutes to go. Tibbs is going to feel this pressure.
Don't write off Nizmax just yet. He's there in 4th place. He obviously led this race in the first stint before the pit stops. So he does have pace. Just keep your eyes on that gap. Gap around last time to 3rd place was 14
Gap
seconds.
is now less than a second. Wesley got a much better drive also out of Ascari. Is he going to potentially look at a move here into Parabolica? No, just a little bit too far back.
Ferrari versus Ferrari around Parabolica as they go up
And
onto the
again,
straight. Really close. Are they going to pull side by side?
Much better drive out of the corner, coming down the start finish line. Now surely he's going to dive on the inside, coming into the chicane. There we go. Drag
the inside of the
for
chicane,
the first corner. It's going to be the bravest on the brakes.
It's so difficult to brake on the
and
inside.
It's going to be Wesley. Wesley brakes later and he shoots into the lead.
Actually, I don't know if the one on the outside just backed off a little bit there, but Wesley did a really good job because if you're on the inside of that chicane,
that's delayed.
You know, if you're on the inside of that chicane, slowing down and turning into that corner and having such a great exit,
that's brilliantly done because it's not easy to have the inside line.
Because going into that sort of situation, I would have much rather been on the outside. So Tabs in second. Wesley has taken the lead, I believe, according to the timesheets. I told you don't believe the timesheets too much because I have seen some weird things. So if we go over the checkered flag and there's a few swaps, I
Devon
apologize.
just confirming pit stop, and he's still in the pits. Oh, just shows you how long that pit stop is if you still have time to come on the stream and comment.
It's one of the drivers in the comment section, so that's a pretty lengthy pit stop on our screen. Still got the little symbol there, so there we go. As I say that, he gets going.
Finally.
It's going to come
and he
out
had a
in 10th
good
place.
race until that. A brilliant start and running there, pretty much midfield there with Judge for a while. Judge also just that stop go, but cost him a bit. But yeah, a couple of guys had some great
actually dropped him,
position gains here tonight.
Dropped him out of the top 10, down in 12th. It's really about this last 15 minutes. Guys getting tired, making mistakes. You've got to be the one that's awake. Make up as many points as you can. Gavin's still there, but worryingly, that one still next to his name, and
that's it.
He has not done his mandatory pit stop, so regardless of where he finishes.
Oh, and here we go. Ranger Trevette spun, just come out of a chicane. Can Judge clear him without issue? Yes, he can, luckily. Ranger Trevette looks like saw him coming and just pulled out of the way. And 80 kind of like had to take over the corners and to get out of the way. Or was that Ranger Trevette, or was it actually 80 who spun? Because I just saw a red back Ferrari, and the only solid red is Ranger Trevette, but he's too far up, so that must have been 80, sorry. So it's not Ranger who spun, it was actually 80 by the looks of it. But 80 also in a solid 6th place at the moment.
Great job.
Coming up to Judge now. Blue flags there for Judge.
Still in 4th. Told you the gap was 14 seconds, it's now 13.9, so it is coming down, but it's not coming down anything fast enough.
No.
He wants to finish on the podium.
It's literally going to have to be like more than a second a lap.
He's going to have to keep it very consistent and hope for some sort of a mistake at the front.
Ooh, the Judge, the back of that Porsche, it's seen better days. But it must also be said, the Judge, I think when it comes to blue flags, that's for one person you won't mind lapping, especially going on his F1 driving ability. He's one of those guys who's not scared to his car, you know, drive off track with it just to that you have space to come past. Being a back marker, at times he doesn't want to be the one affecting your race. So a lot of sportsmanship there by the Judge when it comes to people lapping him.
Wesley absolutely flying. Opened up that gap to 6.6 seconds in no time. Was battling to get past Tebs for quite some time, and then when he did make the move, got through on the inside of the first chicane, and look at that, he's heading that gap up into the 7-second mark.
And Tebs are battling to hold on.
Kuda still in 3rd. Where is Kuda? Oh, there we go. He's just started the lead lap. There we go. We should get a time. Yeah, this time the screen is broken.
Yeah. People, we do apologize once again, but of course we all know with this game it's only released in June, so pretty much a lot still work in progress, so we hope to have a better experience as we continue.
Basically they did tell us from the beginning that certain things would be a work in progress, and I think from broadcast to broadcast, hopefully if the patches come out fast enough, it'll only get better. Is Max holding on to 4th?
But David,
second,
Wesley from the start,
7.7. He's pulled out another second since we mentioned his gap. Yep. So
he's flying, and as David said, he's got his rhythm late in the race, so he's finally where he wants to be, and he's got that rhythm going. And David pretty much called it from the start. It just came a bit late, but it's still there, so pretty much Wes is now to lose. Steps battling to hold on, and Kuda still some distance behind Teb.
David will be disappointed with
that. Coming through the start-finish line, and Kuda just went through a Scari.
He's in a really strong position, and then that damage has put him down in 13th. Springbok Gamer ahead of him in 12th. GTA started pretty high up the grid, if I remember correctly. So 11th place for him. Ranger in 10th.
Yeah, there was a
Judge,
couple of
good
come
race, but
together.
it could have been so much better.
Yeah,
Could
it's
have
like
been
Slim
so much
JD.
better.
Slim JD were one of the biggest losers at the start of the race, fought his way back all the way to 5th at the moment. Because remember, a couple of guys had some spins and some contact made on that opening lap.
Judge's lap looking, not lap, race was looking incredibly good. And just making the simple mistake of going over the speed limit there on the exit. I think the guys concentrate more about it on the entry than anything else, and
yes, forget about it on the exit.
Just as they leave, they get on the power too hard, and here we go. Cost you 30 seconds.
That Porsche definitely had a few bumps along the way. Clearly seeing that.
Going up into number 8. Using my racing number there, number 84.
Number 84.
Seen ahead. So I had a quiet race in the second of the Audis.
This livery reminds me a lot of Pig's car when the Pig used the Renault back in PC2 days.
That's right, back in PC2 when he was using the Renault RS01. Do you know that's a cop car in France?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they have that for like extreme chases. And yeah, you're not gonna get away in your M3, trust me.
Nope, I think it's not slow.
Having up, just going up the order one by one. Now we go up to 7th. LNR Bar, also in a Ferrari. Also higher up the grid earlier on. He had an incident. I think this was actually the car. I remember the green livery.
Yes.
I think he had an incident right from the get-go and made contact with the pit wall, or very close to the pit wall. So race also could have been better. But good result overall, 7th place, 9 minutes to go. They're in the final stretch. Then 80 in 6th. Still doing a great job of holding everything together.
Opening race, but this race actually flew by.
That's your leader between the two Mercs. Slim JD, he is in 5th. Yeah, good job.
6 ponies there, Daniel, to be honest. Daniel just saying several ponies on track, and ponies actually in 1st and 2nd place.
That's right, there's 6 Ferraris out on circuit. Just like in F1, there's 6 Ferrari engines out on circuit, but only one of them gets points. Oh wow.
And even that one that gets points is a bit of getting those points.
Yeah, and it's like, oh wow, well done Ferrari, you finished 4th.
What a mission to get that.
If they heard that last year, they would have been in tears.
They probably would have. They probably would have done a Gavin and pulled out before it even started.
Top 3 remain unchanged. Top 4 remain unchanged.
Still in there, talking of which.
No changes at the front.
No, 10, almost 11-second gap. Wesley got a good breathing margin now. Just keeping together, no funny stuff. Just constantly, I'm literally like 3-4 laps. That's all that he still need to do. Then this race will be over.
A lot of chatter, a lot of viewers, a lot of people talking in the comment section. Great to see you guys enjoying the race, enjoying the stream, the driving, and
of course, as always, I must say thank you for the support.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll get a notification when there is a race on a Thursday night. And obviously hit the like button.
And of course, it must also be said, once the actual YouTube channel for this league gets sorted out, we probably will stream to that one. So you can also go on YouTube and search Sonic Sim Racing. Of course, you can't miss it, the little Sonic and the blue SSR with the background. You can also subscribe to that channel, because once that one is sorted, we will stream to that channel. And of course, if you love racing like we do, Friday nights also at 8 o'clock South African time, you can actually also search Turbos and Bullets on YouTube and subscribe there as well. And you can actually
Find
get your weekly dosage of racing under any of those 3 channels.
Find a few of your familiar names that you see here on the lineup tonight. You'll see tomorrow night on Friday. That's 100% F1 racing. Johan will be in the commentary box yet again for that one. I won't be here. I'll be in a car making a fool of myself. But Devon, currently in 13th, he'll be in the comms box tomorrow for F1. So
whether ESCOM permits.
He has no interest in driving an F1 car.
No, not since he found his...
Can't get him into the comms box for this. But
no.
On a Friday, you can't stick him in a
Once
car.
he tasted comms box, he gave up on F1.
I think he gave F1 a shot, and then after the comms box was so comfortable, it's like, nah, I'll give the 100% to Skip.
Ask the man from the States.
If anyone's able to tell me, like, I'm a bit ignorant when it comes to this game, I haven't played it enough to know, but if anyone, Jan or anyone in the comment section can tell me, I see next to Ranger's name, why is it red?
I was wondering the same thing, him and Gavpik. And I mean, the judge also, the penalty is not red.
I have a theory that red means you're a rookie.
AM, amateur probably, that can be.
I think it's a rookie, and then you get white, and then silver, and then gold, and then platinum. I think.
I think that you might actually be on the right track in saying that, yes.
I'm not sure. So basically, the guys with red, that's not a penalty. That's just they haven't done as many laps as the rest.
I think that you are right in saying the color next to the name represents the class that driving in.
Because if you look at the guys that do have silver, all those names are guys that are known to
play the game a lot.
Practice this game and put time in.
And funny enough, the ones with the red you hardly see online on this game, yes. That makes sense.
Ironically, the white, I don't know if the white is higher than the silver, but the white is 1, 2 and 3. Wesley, Tibbs and Kuda.
And Mr. Derek just coming online there. Hello, Savvy, just confirming exactly what you just said. So you are actually right in what you just said now. These for classes. So that's actually one thing learned tonight. So we got the color in the middle is for class. Of course, on the left is for manufacturer, then it's for class. And then that green or yellow reflects for mandatory pit stop.
So Gavin's still got that one
pit stop hanging over
his head. And he's going to find out his fate in the next 4 minutes when he goes over the finish line.
It's like Wesley lost a bit of time. Well, a small mistake maybe because Step have closed the gap a bit.
Gap still 8.8 seconds, still a lengthy gap. It would take quite the mistake from Wesley to lose it from here. Nice livery there, SMP Racing. These are the sponsors of Robert Schwartzman in Formula 2.
Muna just saying that it can also speak to the driver safety rating and driver skill, because that's pretty much how it works on the PC version. But as you can see as well, there at the back of Deb's car you can see Pro, and as I pointed out earlier, behind Gav's car there's the AM. Of course your Silver will also have...
That gap is coming down. Look at that. Oh wow.
Now it's actually just 2, so Wesley had to make... Wesley made a mistake. Because Steps is now almost on him. Wesley going slow. Can this be a fuel problem?
We follow Tibbs. I'd like to go on board with
Wesley going slow. He's really going slow. It looks like this might be a fuel problem. Some underlying problem here.
I wonder if there's a miscalculation with fuel and he's just...
Tibbs is about to overtake him.
Running in lean.
Tibbs is going on the outside. And Tibbs is back in the lead.
There we go, it reflects on the timing screen. He's taken the lead. Gone back into the lead of the race. But now let's keep our eyes on Wesley. Is he going to pick up speed or continue to drive slowly? Where is Kuda? Kuda's still quite a ways away.
Can Wesley hold on for the last 2.5 minutes? Because Kuda's still got some distance to go. I'd love to know what the
problem is. We have a lack of information in the spectator mode. I'd love to tell you. Is it a fuel problem that we simply don't know? Still holding on to that second place. The gap hasn't,
Wesley coming to a Ascari now. Kuda.
Ooh, look at that, 3.8
Kuda's
seconds.
in the lesmos, so he's not that far off.
You could catch him.
Kuda now through the second.
I think Kuda
Wesley
could still steal
approaching
second place.
Parabolica.
Wonder if Kuda's just gotten off the pedal a little bit and has no idea of what's happening in front of him. I'm sure if he knew Wesley was going awfully slowly,
he would have been pushing.
So please, listening to the commentary box and getting all this information from us. Please.
Okay, leaders on the final lap. So we've got the final lap.
So that means when that clock reaches 0, we will finish the lap we're on.
Well, they're pretty much counting this already as the final lap. So it's not going to be time run out and then finish the lap. So it's pretty much going to be the last lap because the time is going to stop when you're an 80 slowing for his teammate. So yeah, this, because if you look at the average lap time here, what, 1:48 if it's fast. So with the time remaining, it's only enough to finish this lap. So yeah, we're pretty much done almost. Kuda start finish line. Wesley's approaching Lesmos by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's in.
No, he's into that second chicane.
He's in the second chicane, and where is Kuda?
Kuda's through the first chicane.
The first chicane, so that's a bit too far.
No, I don't think so. Wesley might just do enough to stay in second.
I say maybe he tapped off, but that gap to Nismax hasn't dropped. That 14 seconds is still sitting strong, so 23 seconds. Oh, look at that. No, no, a bit too far. So I think that will be your podium. And I've just lost all... You're going to have to take over, Jan.
Oh, no.
Hey, look at that. I got a blue screen. So
you're finishing the way I started.
Unless you want me to commentate
and there we
on
go.
how blue everything is.
Judge doing what Judge just doing what he do best. Get off track there. Don't want to get in the way of a faster car. Wesley approaching Parabolica. Kuda just coming up to Ascari now. So now Wesley is safe for second place. Tep's coming around Parabolica now. Take the checkered flag. There we go. There's your race winner for the opening round. Tep's. There we go. Tep's, well done. Just shows you it ain't over until it's over. Wesley hold on for second place. Limping in the end, but still second place. So only the one place that he lost. Kuda coming around Parabolica now for third place.
Confirmed Ferrari 1-2. Kuda now
Audi
just
third.
has to bring that with the Audi home.
We just waiting.
Now I'm watching what you guys are watching. So I'm watching the stream. So I'm commentating on everything a few seconds behind Johan.
We're just watching that. We're just watching that luxury ship coming through now for fourth place. Flash of lights there from this max. But well, it's still, you know what? Yeah, it wasn't first, but it could have been worse after that pit stop. So well done to still bring it back in fourth. Only missing out on, well, dropping 3 positions in the end. So Slim JD also a brilliant race from that opening lap, dropping all the way to the back, fighting his way back, coming home in fifth, bringing a couple of back markers with him as bodyguards. Gaffby got another penalty, but I think that is something Muna mentioned earlier. You don't get disqualified, you get a time penalty for not serving that pit stop. So that's that penalty reflecting next to Gaffby's name.
So he won't get disqualified, but you'll see that the penalty is quite a strong penalty.
Yes, quite a hefty
130. It says 130 seconds plus, yeah. So I'm not quite sure what that means. But
so that's like 130. That's already 2.5 minutes.
So I think if you were to pick up that sort of penalty in a competitive race where you were leading or fighting for the podium or anything like that would just.
But in his case, it won't bother him because he's pretty much out of the points right at the back.
So I actually did get back into the lobby.
But I think it was just agony for him to still had to continue with his race all the way, because I think he would have probably wanted to give up earlier.
You guys still out on track? Bentley out on track, AD on track, Springbok Gamer, Devon, everyone else is in the pits. The rest come out into the pits that is your podium. Ferrari first and second. They'd love that in F1. And then Kuda bringing home the Audi. Great job. I'm just not sure what happened there at the end with Wesley. I'd love to know if he had a fuel issue or...
I think it's a fuel issue because the pace was also not where it used to be. So, but I must say, I agree there with the ladies. Well done, guys. It's been a good race. Yeah, contact early on, but well done. Guys kept it together, fought back. A couple of guys gave up, but still nice race, good turnout. And good turnout on the stream as well. Once again, thank you for all of your support there. And ladies, Yvette, Radio Girl, thank you for the support.
Yvette just saying there that she's already on the line, I believe.
And I already talked about putting together the TNB Widow Club. I would love to have a Radio Girl and Yvette all together when both of them are back in South Africa. Then we also want to have one hell of a TNB Kair. And no holding back that night.
So that was round one, and it was a good one. We had a few incidents, a lot of penalties in the beginning of the race, and not a clear understanding of the pit window. But I'll have a better understanding of all of that going into round two. Where are we heading for round two? I haven't looked at the calendar. I'm a terrible commentator. But where is round two?
If you asked me about TNB calendar, I would have told you.
This is fantastic. The two commentators have no idea where we're going next week. This is just great. So, Devin, can you tell us? You're still in the comment section there, and we're still talking way after the stream. So, can anybody tell us where we're going? Where are we going next week?
Devin is probably the wrong person to ask. He's already at the tap.
Devin's probably left.
He's probably already at the tap, getting some water in his cup.
Devin's probably already making tap water coffee. Tap water coffee. So, if anybody knows, no, it doesn't look like anybody knows. Nobody knows where we're going. Muna, are you still in the comment section, or where have you left? We'll give it another 30 seconds, see if anything pops up, so we know where we're going next week. But
just to hang on, I've got it. Here we go. It's Brands Hatch.
There we go. We're going to Brands Hatch. We'll be in Britain next week. That's
and right. The week after that, it's Brands Hatch followed by Silverstone. So it's a double British race. Well, 2 weeks apart, but it's going to be Britain.
Where Radio Girl actually is.
That's it.
Is where we will virtually be for the next 2 weeks. So, guys, from my side, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for round one. Thanks for listening to us ramble for the past hour. And I'm gonna let Jan say goodbye. Cheers, guys.
And just to add to that, thank you for making this hour, a little more than an hour flyby so quick. Always nice to have you guys there making comments, be part of a chat. Although we do the talking, you also pretty much contribute towards the talking, and we appreciate the support and you being part of this. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, guys, just go check those other two channels as well, because once that Sonic Sim Racing channel is up, we will stream there, and we would love to see you guys there. And of course, most of you already have a stream as well for Friday nights for that Turbos and Bullets channel. Some of you might not have it. Feel free to join us on a Friday night. As Jonathan said earlier, most of the guys that you've seen here tonight are pretty much in all three leagues, being it GT cars or being it F1. But yeah, as we said, next week, Brands Hatch, 1 week from now, same time, same place. Till then, all of you guys, stay safe, look after yourselves, and then we will chat again next week. Have a good one. Cheerio.